Select your hero.
Justice reigns from above!
Embrace me!
This will heal you. 10 seconds.
Cannot die! It's hand.
Behind the golden mic of the HSA. My name is Isaac the Streaker 1337, joined tonight by Mr. Sailor Nips. Sailor Nips, where are we at, brother? How we looking?
Aloha, brother. We're in the winner's bracket, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. And absolutely insane plays there by Pandas. They take the L, but they tried so hard. It was fun to watch them. And the Nightmare goes to the loser's bracket. It advances, but we have Team Infinity and Wrath. What are you expecting to see here, Shriek?
Well, as you can see, you have two teams that are very different as far as what they're good at. So you have a team with Heavy Revy, with Vendetta, with Tranquility, with Slips that we saw earlier, able to get in your face, able to cause a lot of dissension in the ranks, able to do create a lot of space, and just constantly keeping the opposing team on their toes, having to fight some really brutal on the ground toe-to-toe battles because Heavy Revy is not afraid at all whatsoever to go and bust up tank lines and to just absolutely get in that back line solo and unafraid whatsoever. People see him, and for whatever reason, they just will not capitalize. However, Team Wrath on the opposite side with that, maybe one of the greatest underdogs up to this point with McCann, popping that Zenyatta ult at all the right times, keeping her team alive through some incredible odds, and really making some fantastic plays, some phenomenal on-point damage reduction that allowed Wrath to really carry forward against a really oppressive team when the Pandas were looking very solid, making a late game comeback. So we, obviously we did have Send Poppy on Wrath, had to be traded in last minute. Demon Axe been showing off absolutely what he does well. Jones just taking his time, landing those mines, really playing very well. Doc and McCann, like I said, just bringing in those heals, and not to be underscored, but Cyril, the quiet creeper here, no big plays as of yet, but always where he needed to be when he needed to be there. I feel like these two teams are really going to show off a lot of heat right here. I'm very excited for this match.
I am really excited for this match as well, but I'm going to go ahead and take a little side note because I'm reading the chat, and let's go ahead and give a round of applause in the chat for the guys that are behind. Drix has been doing absolutely awesome with everything that he's been doing, and Compton ENT. So double tap those follow buttons if you guys want more content on Compton EMT, the Shrieker 1337, and your boy Sailor Nips. This is Bronze of Plat. If you guys don't know what Bronze of Plat is, can we get an exclamation point B2P from one of our mods here in the chat and join us, because you can be in these games right here. But Infinity and the Infinity Stones are very powerful, Streak. I don't know, especially with Wrath not having LA King's Dave, one of our best tanks in the B2P scrims. I just feel like what Slips has concocted here is literally those brownies that hit your mouth and they're just like, oh, that good, dude. That good.
And I don't disagree at all. Like that, and that's definitely one of the strengths that Infinity Stones at Team Infinity is going to be bringing here. He has a collective of some of the players from the bronze to plat scrims that have just they make those big plays. They're always in the correct places. Everything they land, everything they do is just absolutely damaging to the opponent, from just simply where they stand to how they aim. But like I said, Wrath was extremely able to do the same. So here we go as we begin game number 1 of match number 4 of Bronze to Plat. Epic number 1. Here we go.
Buddy, so they take two different ways, and I do like how Team Infinity does have the high ground here, and it is showing right now. They are very weak there for Team Wrath, but still holding up their own. This is going to be a good fight, Shriek.
Well, and you'll notice the Echo has been in the backline the entire time, causing a stagger. However, Rising Sun falling now, they finally were able to capitalize on that Echo play and have not taken a lot of damage and are starting to move towards a point. So you're seeing Send Poppy making good use out of that Zarya shield as he continues ever forward, having to back up now, but only slightly as the flame strikes come out. Hammer to hammer now as we push into this choke for number 1, 20% already on the board for Team Infinity. But Team Infinity really feeling the pressure here. Rising Sun down again. So that Echo just really being pushed into check by Team Wrath here.
Bro, can they take advantage? Heavy Revy trying to do all by himself, and he does. Heavy Revy and Rising Sun absolutely just take out their opponents, and I was about to roast Rising Sun because I thought he was being way too aggressive, being by his own, trying to be like a Heavy Revy as a DPS, but he just was like, Nips, it's okay, because Heavy Revy's there, you know what I mean?
And finding the right damage at the right time is exactly what he needed to do there. He really needed to sit back, dump in some damage, start putting some, obviously some points toward his ult, and we are going to see lots of ults coming online here. Both teams with plenty of percentage on ults. This fight is really going to be decided by who ults the best. Heavy Revy taking down Jones a little bit early. McCann does find the pickup, however, Slips just too dominating, takes out both of the supports, and it's going to force a reinforce by Team Wrath.
Oh my goodness. Whoever led Heavy Revy and Slips on the same team, all of you captains, you guys are mad, man, because they're showing, oh man, if you guys could look at the drafts, if you guys could watch that VOD again, you could see Slips and Strick in our faces. We're like, wow. This is crazy.
Up really needs to push the point here. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to find the time. That grab is exactly what they needed to hold them up. That first point going to go easily into the hands of Team Infinity.
Just the best. I said this in the first matchup. The best tank duo we have right now in these rosters, in these teams. Vendetta right there showing in Heavy Revy. My goodness, bon appetit, Shriek.
Absolutely. And just, I mean, really showing off what they're good at. Obviously, Rising Sun creating dissension, slips, able to get that damage into the back line. Trank making sure that Heavy never goes down, not even worrying about Rising Sun. And Rising Sun falling early. It was a 5v6 on the point. Wrath was just not able to capitalize on that deficit of teams just because of that sheer aggression between Vendetta keeping that shield up the entire time and Heavy Revy allowing everything to happen. So, obviously now we're going to see some interesting plays. Both teams going for the high ground here.
Yep, and it looks like, you know, Team Infinity is going to beat him to the punch, and that is going to take a huge. Jonesy's about to be down. Demon Axe is down. Slips is doing a great job pushing the button of Team Wrath, and it looks like this is definitely all Team Infinity here. Just wiping out everybody.
Absolutely, and something that Team Wrath is clearly, and this was kind of clear in the last match as well. They seem to be having some communication issues. They're not falling when they should. They're not grouping the way that they should. They're kind of zerging in. Not that any of their aggression has been misplaced, but so much that the aggression is just being countered by the fact that they can't get close enough to make anything happen. Looking at the ult pools here, you already see a good portion of Team Infinity over 50%. With only one person or maybe two on the side of Wrath being over 50%. So lots of interesting just choices being made.
Vendetta and Slips doing work right there. You know, I was going to say, when you have someone as dominant as Heavy Revy, it makes everybody else kind of play loose. You know, everybody else is doing good. They're working as a team, because look at this, you know, Heavy Revy is just in their faces, and it makes the back line just get easy picks.
Well, that's true. And what you saw there was two people go down from Team Wrath, and the four members of Team Wrath not communicating well enough to be able to back up, get back together, and so creating a stagger. And now you're looking at a 6 ult bank for Team Infinity Stones. Obviously, this is going to be a very tough push for Team Wrath if they're able to pull it off.
And, ooh, well, you keep a little fatty shot. It comes in Vendetta trying to capitalize, but here comes a couple lessons from Doctor, and it literally takes away Slips' ult. It's not looking good. What counters there from Team Wrath? This is a battle to the end, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even commentate. It's going back and forth. And here comes Demon Axe. Skrill, it looks like Team Wrath is going to win it. It takes a percentage. Streak, could you even watch that? That was insane.
That was largely in part to the amazing shield cycling of Sen Poppy and being able to keep Jonesy alive in the backline, even with all of those ults getting brought down. Jonesy was able to stay alive, make some intelligent kills, and really keep them in the fight there. They should have moved on to the point a little bit earlier. They would have been able to take that before they hit 99. But now they're going to have, obviously, a very difficult time as there are still multiple ults ready for Team Infinity. You're seeing the grab come out now. It is up. Slips, however, already in the back line. Cyril does find Cool Tiger. However, I don't feel it would be enough yet. And there is the cleanup crew coming out with the Echo onto the Rhine, even though he jumped off into the dirt.
Great comeback there by Infinity. You know, even when they lose fights that can demoralize teams, they just jump back into it saying, hey, you know what? We got 4 ults. That's fine. They use a lot there. We're going to get it done. But this guy is a force. He is our best player in the B2P series. And this proves it right here. Look, that's all him. Him and Rising Sona. Like, Rising Sona barely peeked in at the very end, but Heavy Revy is a force, and people got to try to take advantage of his aggressiveness, right, Streak? Like, how much tape have we watched on this guy where he is literally, look, there was a 3-on-1 opportunity, even though he had those guys grabbed, he was just by himself, doing it all by himself.
Absolutely. And once again, you have to know where he is. You have to be calling on your team. And this is something that I think Wrath will struggle with just because of the amount of time of the players. I feel like the players on Wrath are a little bit newer than the players on Infinity, they're not calling it out like, hey, beware the grav. He should have it charged. He hasn't burned it. He's been doing a lot of damage. That's stuff you have to be aware of. You can't just move into some of these positions that they were moving into. And that's really what hurt him, was just it was the ultimates that really ended up burning him down. However, Wrath showed off that they are not a force or that they are a force to be reckoned with. They will not just roll over and die. When they had a good push and Sen Poppy was able to move into a good position, put his shield up, allow Jones to activate that ult, getting healed up by McCann with McCann and Doctor behind them, keeping them alive. They were able to push through that, and they were able to get to that point and show a lot of contest there. So that was great work. Absolutely great work by both Infinity and Wrath. However, Wrath just needs to be a little bit more aware of where their team is and where the ults are. There were multiple occasions where Wrath had a great chance, but they were 4v6 when they should have pulled back and did not, or they should have just committed to the death, allowed themselves to be killed. Not that you want to do that. That does charge the ults of Infinity, but getting staggered out and wasting those 30 seconds in a 4v6 that you can't win is never something you want to do.
No. And you know what, Sariq? I'm gonna make a bold statement and prediction here. Even though I'm jumping off board. I've seen enough of Team Infinity. I'm jumping off board. I'm sorry. Shorty, you can talk crap to me later. What I'm seeing from Team Infinity is just great teamwork, just awesome plays as a cohesive unit. And Sariq, I'm gonna make a bet with you, all right, brother? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I think Infinity is going to sweep out. They're not going to lose one match. They're not going to lose a match. They're going to 3-0. They're going to get to 3 maps every single time. I've seen enough, man. I've seen them play against Nightmare, which I had as my pick before this has happened, but I have literally witnessed enough. The plays from Heavy Revy and Vendetta, absolutely mwah. And Rising Sona, as aggressive as he is, he can't be that aggressive. You know why? Because Heavy Revy takes all the attention, and he's still not dead. And it's just, and Slips is still doing Slips things as Reap and the team, like Tranquility and Cool Tiger. Like, Tranquility isn't even getting enough credit because of the heals. Like, Wrath, Sen Poppy is doing good. Demon Axe, you guys are trying your hardest, but it's just, look, all 6, man. The Infinity of the Infinity Stone is just absolutely insane. And that's for a shot.
Here.
That's for a shot.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that if McCann were to switch back to that Zenyatta, brought the Zenyatta back and started focus discording Heavy when he was alone, and they were able to focus fire that and work as a team, I think that Discord would be more valuable than her Mercy. I really believe that. Watching her plays in the previous match where they were not able to bring out the Mercy and watching what she was able to do on the Zenyatta, I want to tell you that I would almost rather see the Zenyatta here than the Mercy, just because it didn't seem like the Mercy was being effective. It didn't seem like, not that she was doing anything wrong, but I really believe that Discord orb and that kind of focus damage really helped the team to be more cohesive, drew their fire, allowed them to have a singular target. And like you said, with Heavy Revy and Vendetta, you don't really know who to shoot at. It's like, shit, do I handle the Heavy Revy? Do I take that guy out? Do I focus on him? Do I try to burn him down? Or do I try to focus that Vendetta? Do I take that shield out? And then, of course, you had Rising Sun in the back line the whole time.
And I think
banned. Zen is on a ban. Nobody told me what the bans were. I'm sorry.
I was gonna butt you in, but you were going on a rant, and it was a good rant. It was good, but I was going to tell you that our hero bans is Junkrat, Roadhog, Zenyatta, and Symmetra, and I do feel like she would have brought the Zenyatta if she could, but she can't, because obviously what Killer Kosi saw was the big plays from Mechanified in the first series of Zenyatta and said no more of that, so it's making her stay as Mercy, which she does a good job, but like I said, I've witnessed enough. This is for a shot streak. I'm going to bet you a shot on it. If these guys, if Team Infinity doesn't sweep out every other team, I'll take a shot. But I just witnessed enough. The way that they've played has been absolutely jaw-dropping. And Slips is bringing out the Farah. I can already say GG. I can already
Well,
say GG.
Incoming.
I will happily
10
take that bet.
seconds.
I think that Team Wrath has showed that they will not roll over, that they are going to give it everything they have with that point take on that second map. I really do. I believe that they have the ability to get through here. I'm going to tell you. I think they have a good chance. They're going to have to show off some of their aggression here. They're going to be on the attack to start with, which is a little bit dangerous, specifically for a team like this one. So this is going to make it a little bit more difficult for them, but they will have the opportunity to kind of get in there, get some damage done. Send Poppy switching it up a little bit, going into a very divey composition here, bringing the Cyril on the Hanzo. But Slips up in the air now with Rising Sun sitting back, so let's see where that goes.
And that's why I said GG already, because Slips is one of our best CPSs that we have in the Bronze platform. And him as Farrah hanging in the sky, Jonesy's got to focus him. And as much as I love Jonesy, I just don't think that he can go ahead and handle the Slips Farrah.
It is, and this is going to be a difficult fight for them. As you can see, they're holding off here. Lots of good ult charge on both teams right now. Nobody being lost, good ult charge being found, nobody running out and dying to unnecessary garbage. Mechanified moving around, making the heals. Jonesy staying back, dropping the damage. Obviously, they're just waiting for the exact right time to go ahead and coordinate this dive. Obviously, lots of damage being healed up here, so it looks like even though Heavy Revy has already charged his ult and Slips will have his as well, we're going to see the Valkyrie wings come out here.
Bring him up, take him down. Here's Vendetta 2. They're taking him down. They're pushing him back. It's not looking good here for Team Wrath. And then Slips is going to go ahead and push up with the pharmacy. They're going to go ahead and go back now because they know that most of their team's coming back. But that was a great pick there by Heavy Revy. And he's already putting that ult charge up and Vendetta at 71% as well. So
absolutely,
little edge there.
And this map is notorious for drawing a lot of fire. This is really going to be a game of supports. The supports are really going to be relied on here. Send Poppy's going to have to take a lot of damage to move through there. He does have to deal with that Widow that's downtown, putting lots of bullets into that shield. That's never something you want. He has to keep that shield up to get his supports through that choke, because just one time is enough to end it. Obviously, Jones and Slips trading out there, but Tranquility already on top of bringing the Slips back up. This is going to go under 2 minutes now. Team Wrath really needing to find their in here. I would suggest a Demon Axe switch. However, he seems pretty confident in his monkey ability, but not being able to charge that monkey ult is really starting to make me question that pick.
Especially only at 46%. And let's give some applause for the supports from both sides, but especially Tranquility.
Okay,
and
there's the
They've been
dive.
doing a
Demon
great
Axe
job.
going in. Overhead. Doctor already falling. That's going to negate that coalescence.
Oh no! Tranquility doing a great job on healing everybody in, even the great attack, the great push, and Slips takes out Jonesy. They try to have a fair duel. Shriek! I'm sorry, brother. It's just gonna be sweeps. Get out the brooms. I'm saying it, brother.
There's a minute left, and I feel like they can get there. Demon Axe needs to play a little bit less aggressive, needs to step back with the team. He is going to have his monkey up here, so this dive could be the dive where we see the point get taken. He missed his jump, however, he's going to have to go through the choke with the rest of the team. The tickle cannon comes out. There's the Twin Dragons splitting the teams. This is exactly what Wrath needs.
But here comes the ults from Team Infinity as well, and Justice raises a bomb, and some takes down Synchro and the Doctor, and it's not looking good because the whole entire team from Team Wrath is down. They're gonna have to circle back. They gotta touch this point within 10 seconds, Streak.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it
think they're
doesn't
going to be able
look
to
like
get
they're
there.
going
I think
to.
we're going to see, hopefully, a much more defensive nature here as they get stalled out, and that, but yeah, they're not going to be able to reach it,
No.
unfortunately. Would have required a ball there. I would have
Yep.
liked to have seen Demon Axe switch up there. I feel like a lot of the problem they had was Demon Axe was really focusing on that monkey and never made it effective. He
Yeah.
was never able to get the penetration he wanted. His shields were just not getting there. Unfortunately, he kept dying behind enemy lines, which is charging the super fast ults on the team of Infinity. I would have liked to have seen a different tank come out, I would have liked to see a different charge pattern while he had the dive and he did have the big monkey, never used it to fruition. That was an easy win for Infinity, unfortunately.
Yeah. And here's the thing, slips up in the sky was a lot of sort of other things, but the heavy Revi Vendetta combination is just so good. But you can't hate on the supports. Like, people always say, hey, guess what? Your team comp tank is the most important, right? But when you have supports like Tranquility and Cool Tiger, they've been doing an awesome job. And it's not taken away from what Wrath was trying to do, because Wrath was trying their hardest. The supports from Team Wrath. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Demon Axe needed to make a change there from Monkey because it wasn't working.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things that I felt was really crippling, unfortunately, is that I liked the team composition coming out. I could see that they were playing really well. They weren't taking any excessive damage. They were just kind of charging their ults, getting some damage in, getting ready to make a good dive. But now you already see Heavy Revi here on the ball, penetrating into the back line. You have 3 players from them already ready to get onto the point. As Heavy Revi penetrating into the back line.
Great job here from taking the high ground. Heavy Revi is just being the pestery guy he is, taking out all the supports. Rising Sona too. That is already GG for this round. Rising Sona and Heavy Revi just absolutely pushing them back. Rising Sona doing a great job. Oh my goodness. The echo play right there by Rising Sona was to perfection. And Infinity wins within less than a minute of attack. This is why I changed my pick. But let's go ahead and watch the play of the game. This is Slips is freaking Pharah ult. Absolutely great. Maybe not. Maybe not Slips' ult. He just takes down everybody by himself? Or does he bring it up? Oh, he brings it up as well. He didn't really need it, though. He had 3, 4 right there total. But like I said, right when I saw Slips go out there on Pharah, what did I say, Shriek?
Yeah, absolutely.
GG.
Slips is a danger no matter where he is. I was really hoping to see more of a battle between him and Jones. Him and Jones are on an equal level. They're both very good players. I've seen them play high-level esports before. They're both intelligent. They both move well. They're both highly effective DPS. And when you saw it, there were multiple moments where they would kind of trade kills, like they'd trade on each other. Is that they really were holding each other in check. Jonesy was doing a great job of trying to keep Slips in check. Unfortunately, that Demon Axe would not switch. I gotta tell you, I don't like blaming people. I don't like putting the hammer down too heavy on anybody. But in this case, a switch from Demon Axe would have made a lot of difference there. There were multiple occasions where they had the ability to move past the choke point and missed it because they already had the monkey behind enemy lines charging the ults of Infinity, which allowed those ults to come online very quickly and push back against Wrath. So a lot of what they were doing well, you just weren't able to get there. So hopefully what we're going to see as we come into game number 3 after, let's see, this very short halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be cutting to halftime here momentarily.
We're going to go to the brackets. We're going to go to the brackets first. Yeah, we're going to check out the brackets here real quick. It is Team Infinity and Team Wrath going against each other right now. And the losers final will be whoever loses this, and Team Infinity is up 2-0. I will have to say what I'm really disappointed in is that, Team Wrath is really missing LA King's Dave right now, because Demon Axe, I'm sorry, Demon Axe, your tank is not as good as LA King's Dave. You are a way better DPS than you are as a tank. And they are missing that DPS because Cycroll, Jonesy's trying his hardest, but we haven't really heard from Cycroll ever since he went to DPS. So Demon Axe not being there as a very powerful DPS and missing LA King's Dave, it's just not even a match for Team Infinity.
Yeah, and you know what? I think there's a lot left. I don't think Wrath has given up all they can do. I think after this, they're going to be able to sit down, talk to each other, tell Demon Axe, hey, man, you need to start, kind of taking a break, taking a rest, take a look at what we were doing, get online. Infinity is probably just going to say the same things. Make sure you're focusing on that back line. Make sure you're taking out Doctor. Make sure you're taking out McCann. Don't let those heals come in. Push Send Poppy back and don't let him do what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to match number 4 of the Bronze to Plat Epic Scrimmages number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue, my name is Isaac the Streaker 1337, joined tonight by Mr. Sailor Nips behind the golden mic of the HSA, hosted by none other than Mr. Compton EMT himself. We're coming back for game number 3 of match number 4, Team Infinity versus Team Wrath. 2 very explosive games. Mr. Nips, where we at, brother?
We are at game 3. So the difference between our weekly B2P and the epic event is that you have to win first to 3 maps, not best of 3. So that is the difference. So with Team Infinity being up 2-0, Team Wrath, like I said right before we went to break, not having LA Kings Dave is huge for them. LA Kings Dave is one of the best things that we have on the B2P circuit. So Demon Axe, I would like to see DPS Demon Axe right now. And also another shout out behind the golden mic is also Drake Strix has been helping us out. But that's what I'd like to see, Streak. I'd like to see Demon Axe go DPS here. They need more firepower.
I don't tend to disagree. Looks like we're going to be dropping into Rialto as we move into the game number 3, an escort map. I think this is going to go much better for Team Wrath. This is a little bit more what they like to do. They like to create space. They like to have plenty of room to move. But then again, so does Heavy Revy. Heavy tends to like a map where he can move around, really mess with the other team, create some dissension in their back line, force tanks to have to turn around, force bullets in. Up to this point, the first 2 matches were very claustrophobic, very close-end matches. This is going to be a very open map for them. I think this will go well for Wrath. I don't believe that they're going to be able to sweep this. I think Wrath has a chance here.
I am going to go with the bold prediction that I made that a shot is on the line if I lose it, but I do think that Team Infinity is going to go ahead and sweep out. Heavy Revy is going Sig here. Okay, that's okay. And let's get it going here on beautiful Rialto.
Already damage coming into Send Poppy. However, the point is on the move with no boots available except for Cool Tiger, who's playing back just a little bit.
Yeah, so they did put the Doctor. They actually listened to me. They actually put Demon Axe on DPS, and you can already see that he is making a name for himself, and they put the Doctor, which is a pretty good diva, but actually going out already, Vendetta taking care of the Bupio, and it's not looking good for Wrath, Shriek.
Well, and again, you saw Heavy Revy pushing up way ahead of his team, and you had a couple of people back there who just weren't able to get the bullets into Heavy Revy, and still, even in defiance of Team Wrath, staying way ahead of his team, way up, away from his healers, pushing back now, starting to line back up, but even still, those kind of things need to be recorded. Godzilla Zord, however, landing a very good shot onto McCann, stifling the back line, Doctor falling now as well, as Wrath attempts to get across this bridge right here at map number 1.
And Slips takes down 2 as well. Godzilla Lord and Slips doing a great job from the DPS positions, just taking those snipes, taking those shots. But it is absolutely insane to me that Heavy Revy can get away, especially being Sig, being out that way far in front from his team.
Absolutely. And what you're starting to see is maybe just a little bit of a breakdown on Team Wrath. Kind of is starting to get frustrated with some of that damage. However, Send Poppy moving up, Slips now looking deep, finding McCann. Again, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing right now is just the disruption that is being created in the back line of Wrath. Still moving that payload, however, getting it around that first corner. This may be exactly what they need as Jonesy lights up his ult, starts dumping bullets into that Reinhardt, forcing him around. They are going to clear number 2. The Gravitic Flux comes out. Heavy Revy alone again. Just getting sucked into the Gravitic Flux Dragon as Team Wrath now going to get driven back just one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you see Heavy Revy as Sig literally do a sneak play, go behind him, throw the rock, do the bring him up, bring him down, and the Twin Dragons comes out. This team is running on all cylinders. The communication is there. You know they're having fun. I would like to see more communication from Team Wrath. They still have plenty of time here. They gotta make a push, Streak.
And they are, and they're using one of my techniques, coming out from the back. Vendetta shield already down. They have a very good chance to push here. Zenpapi needs to make something out of that. I know he wants to hide behind that shield, but he needs to make a move. Huge shatter coming out. The Shatter Dome is live, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the bomb coming out just a little bit late. It's not going to be able to catch Heavy Revy. However, he's the only one alive as they continue to make the round around the third turn here. They need to get somebody on the point. Fantastic work by Wrath here, creating all the space they needed. Great motion around the building there instead of coming out across the bridge into that choke, pushing everyone back, and that immediate crack of Vendetta's shield being very valuable here. Even though
here we go.
Now falling. Oh no.
Because Zenpapi's shield got cracked, and then the team synergy right away. Slip saw that in high noon and got 2 to 3 of them. But what a fatty shatty there by Zenpapi to get it. Oh, they didn't get it to a point. They're literally
They were just
on.
shy of it.
Oh my goodness, and that is not looking good. It doesn't look like Team Wrath will get there, Shriek.
Well, if you take a look here, you have Demon Axe, who is aware of this, moving back, taking the point. He's going for a back cap. He's going to get it. The back cap is live, ladies and gentlemen. We're going on. They got 2 minutes back on the clock. Let's go.
Wow.
Wow. Just moving it in. Slips blinked, and that cost him the point. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see a re-engage.
Can we get all the IQs in the world? 200 IQ there from Demon Axe, even though that, oh my goodness, and now they're pushing back. Wow, what a great play there from Demon Axe, even though that his team got absolutely destroyed by Godzilla Lord and the rest of Team Infinity, but wow.
We're going to be moving on to the point here. This is still going to be a tough push. The Zenpapi shield is taking a lot of heat. They really need to move forward here. Jonesy and Cyril are online for their ults. However, Zenpapi now down. They are going to want to back up here. There's no reason to be pushing this aggressively out onto this point. Heavy Revy is... did find Jonesy, but it wasn't enough to push him back. They are still moving Team Infinity back on this map. So they now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do have 5 on the point. Demon Axe down, but that's okay. He switched again, going on to the Genji. Jones with his ult online again. Gonna be looking, probably will try and fade onto the steps here. Exactly, looking for that high ground as he moves into the ult. This is some great play.
A little too long there from the doctor, but...
finds Cool Tiger. That's going to force a 5v6. Heavy Revy trying to keep...
Oh my god, Godzilla Lord comes in with the Twin Dragons and takes down Zenpapi as well. Godzilla Lord is showing his DPS prowess here live on your first B2P epic event. Woo!
Let's go. All right. We've got Jonesy and McCann with their ults up. They're not going to get another ult during this fight. Slips Vendetta already online with Tranquility and Heavy Revy not far behind. Slips looking for the easy kills. Can't get through the shield. Does eventually crack the shield, but not finding a kill. Does, however, demech Doc and force Doc back. They're going to have a very hard time here as they move with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Still needing to once again get across that bridge into that hyper aggression from Heavy Revy, who just continues to man up right there at the front door. So you're seeing them come out as a team now. The Flame Strike is out. Damage was done. Heavy Revy backing up. No damage coming out. Doctor moves on to the point. Jonesy now lighting up that ult, putting in the damage. Zenpapi down, charged by Vendetta to the wall, and he is down.
You gotta go 5 seconds. It looks like they're not gonna be able to do it, even though the doctor's jumping around on it. It looks like they're not gonna be able to do it. And
the
it looks
Diva
like...
did touch to force the overtime, but it is not enough. Ladies and gentlemen, that was fantastic play. Oh, man.
So, Streak, just like what we saw with Rising Sona earlier, Heavy Revy taking so much attention just allows their DPS to do so much work. Godzilla Lord absolutely went off and Slips as well, and it just creates that easy kill factor for their DPS. Like, how do you take that away? You just take Heavy Revy away, right? You take Heavy Revy away, then you can get to their DPSs, right?
One would hope. Unfortunately, Heavy is just so aggressive, and he's so good at cycling here. Normally, he would want to take that Roadhog. He doesn't have it, and that Breather really allows him a chance to cycle all of his abilities back up and find a space. In this particular case, he's been playing in this super hyper aggressive Sigma where he cycles between his shield and the ability to eat damage. So he allows himself into a position for the enemy to start forcing their damage into him, waits for the reload, and then they just, they come out hot right behind it. He's been doing such a great job. However, I gotta tell you, Wrath really did mean business there, and it was fantastic to see the way that they were able to push that point. Demon Axe making a point, knowing that they were gonna play hyper aggressive, getting into the back line. I almost would have liked to have seen him stay as the tracer there and follow up some of that damage into their back line because they just weren't paying attention. And I think that really did. It caught Infinity off guard. They weren't ready for that.
And this game's over. Heavy Revy's going to come behind. He's going to use the ball. He's going to try to boot people off here. They're just going to shove it down their throats. And they're going to show who the most aggressive, the better cohesive unit team. These guys are moving like trained Navy SEALs, Shriek. And they're already pushing it down their throats. Heavy Revy already taking out Jonesy. The 6-on-5.
Heavy's going to see a little bit more difficult time here, especially with that Torb turret up. He can't be as secretive as he was because the turret tends to give away his position more often than not. So you are seeing a very good defense here by Team Wrath. Still getting moved back, but nowhere near as quickly as anyone would have expected. So they are being very efficient with their shield use here, cycling those shields. Sent Poppy waiting for the Doctor's shield to go down, now cycling a shield back in. They still need to find a solution for that Heavy Revy other than just the turret. The turret now going down, and you're going to start to see this is going to be crunch time for Wrath.
Boom, boom, boom. Heavy Revy's going to do his job. Vendetta's going to come in nice and slow. And I will say, with that Torb turret, the whole entire team in Infinity. Oh, Vendetta goes ahead and gets the pin, but he's way far out. And Demon Axe ults it, so they can't move any further. What a great play by Demon Axe, and a little bit too aggressive there by Vendetta.
And did not find the Resurrector. That is going to hurt Team Wrath. Will probably get moved back here.
Godzilla Lord with the twin dragons,
that
buddy.
Twin dragon just coming out hot.
Like I said, even with Heavy Revy on the ball, the whole entire team, you can see that they're just having a blast. They're having fun. The synergy is there. The communication is there, and they're gonna get to this point with little contest. Because Heavy Revy is just
they really need to start focusing on that Heavy. They need to get some kind of stuns in there to be able to stop him when he's in that back line. You see Slips obviously now moving into an upper position. All he's got to do is dump in some damage. Demon Axe on the Tracer, trying to make some use out of it. Not able to. Vendetta with a great charge on Sent Poppy. Slips looking for it downtown. Looks like that's going to be the end of this fight, as this will get trucked into the point right now.
Yeah, and here we go. Heavy Revy
on the point.
Yeah, he's gonna go down here though. There's too many mines and stuff around. Heavy Revy's gonna get it there, and Heavy Revy and Team Slips, the team that he created, is absolutely disgusting. We're gonna watch the play of the game here, and I bet you it is good old Heavy Revy. That bring him up, bring him down. Yep, here it is. When he did the sneak play, brings him up, brings him down, puts him in the Twin Dragons. Great synergy there. I don't know if they called it out or not. And then takes down the back line as well. The plays that they're making is just textbook. It's what you would want for a team to do. The combinations between the ults, the call outs, just the combinations across the board. That's why when I just seen the gameplay, I'm like, hey, you know what? I like the team that Shorty has made and what he, the hype that was brought. But Shriek, that's 2 sweeps in a row, and Team Infinity goes to the grand finals of that one.
Absolutely. And so obviously Team Infinity here by power rankings at the very beginning, by the numbers, our strongest team, definitely showing off that power, that ability that they do have. Under the command of Mr. Slips, just being good at everything they do, finding the connections, making those connections, every ult timed, well placed, and still nobody able to bring down that just awesome sheer aggression of Heavy Revy. No one is able to stop him, no matter how far away he is from the team. always able to make those plays, always able to create that dissension, always in the right place at the right time, just a showing of how incredible the player really is. So, I mean, a lot of people were kind of teasing him, trying to say that he was a one trick, kind of getting down on him at the beginning, and now just showing off the diversity of what he can do, just showing off the kind of player that he is, and good for him.
Yeah.
And great for Infinity. Congratulations to Infinity as they move forward into the grand finals. As we move towards what is going to be our next match, the losers final between Wrath and Nightmare. Where's your head on that, sir?
Shriek, I said that Nightmare was going to win it all. That was my prediction before I saw just the pure dominance that Team Infinity has shown. And I will have to say that Team Nightmare will go ahead and go to the grand finals because of losing someone so pivotal as LA King's Dave, one of our best tanks into the bronze to plat circuit. Like when you lose someone like that, that's like losing Heavy Revy for Team Infinity. It's that huge. And I just don't feel like Team Wrath, even though it's in Poppy, the doctor showed some decent diva play right there. But I think just like with Team Nightmare coming out against your pandas, they were aggressive, they were uberly aggressive, and I feel like that is the recipe to go ahead and counter Heavy Revy. You know what, Heavy Revy, you're gonna be aggressive, I'm gonna be aggressive. And obviously Wrath didn't have an answer for Heavy Revy, so I feel like that's where it's gonna go. I feel like Nightmare is gonna edge out Wrath, but it's gonna be a doozy. What do you think, Shriek?
You know what? I think this will be another fight, kind of the same way that we saw Wrath and Pandas and Nightmare and Pandas. This is going to be a high intensity fight. I think there's going to be a lot of grittiness here. I think this is going to be combat that comes down to hammer on hammer, face to face, really getting it done. I think there's going to be a lot of damage there, considering that if you look at those brackets, you just see that. I mean, I almost hate to say this, almost an Infinity Team Infinity is slightly unbalanced just as far as things go. They've had a very easy time up to this point. They did get some pushback from all the teams they've played, but just not enough pushback to be able to really capitalize. And I was really impressed with Wrath there at their ability to find the correct ults at the correct time, start forcing those plays around the turns, and to really get into forcing them to have to see that they would have to really play their best. They couldn't just roll over. They couldn't just play for fun. They would really have to, be there. So it was, as far as I'm concerned, that was the best match against Infinity up to this point. Congratulations to Wrath. Obviously, what we're going to be seeing here momentarily is going to be Wrath against Nightmare.
Yep.
Where are we at?
Yep. Wrath against Nightmare. And ladies and gentlemen, literally don't go anywhere. We're going to show some clips that's been made from our great guy behind the curtain today, Compton EMT. He's done all the graphic designing. He's done all the videos. Great job. Spent so much time with the bronze, the plat. But this is going to be the best match of all night. This is the most even balanced match that we've had between Team Wrath and Team Nightmare. So when we watch these videos, lick your lips, get ready. Make sure that you do have some underwear on because this is going to literally take your underwear off, man. It's going to rock your socks off, all right? So, Streak, go ahead and give the 3 rules and let's get these awesome videos going from Compton, man.
Absolutely, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, stay seated, stay excited, stay intoxicated. We will be right back with bronze to plat match number 5, game number 1, right after this short break. Mr. Compton EMT, I know you're over there. Hit the buttons, man. Let's do it.